I probably would have been on drugs right now if it wasn't for the Lord. Hey, the relationship I have with myself, Sana, because you need to recognize where you played a role in your own suffering. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Amasha if you don't know, and if you do, thank you so much for coming back once again. On today's video, I'm actually a bit anxious because I didn't prepare for this video and I'm a bit exhausted, so yes, I might stumble over my words, but I'm really just resting on God's grace and on the authenticity of my heart right now to help me articulate myself in the best way that I can. So please be patient with me if I keep repeating myself or if I just say stuff that don't really make sense on your end. Trust me, on my end, it makes sense. It makes sense. Sometimes I say things that don't make sense to other people, but to me, it really, truly makes sense. I'm eating my takeaways from earlier on today. I didn't finish my food, so I'm eating my takeaways, and I'm also having dessert, child. It's pretty late. It's like 10 to 11. And I'm having water, of course. Let's get into the video. The first question I'm gonna ask myself is, how are you, Amatle? Just to like start off the conversation. I'm okay. I am in the process. I am learning how to be okay with being in the moment, and I'm learning how to be okay with moving with the times and with trusting that everything I need will avail itself at the exact time that I need it. I've lived in two extremities for a very long time, so it's either I'm all the way good or I'm just like down bad. I've never had balance. I'm finding myself in a very humbling position because I'm not like, you know, angry, like things are bad. But at the same time, it's like I'm also not great, you know. I'm also working on the relationship I have with myself. Hey, the relationship I have with myself, Sana. Hey guys, my relationship with God, how has it been? My relationship with God has been okay. As I said before, I'm in the process, so I'm not putting pressure on myself to like wake up at 5 a.m. every single day, training myself to be okay with speaking to God throughout the day. Before, I would just speak to God at the beginning of the day and at the end of the day, but like not really in between. For a very long time, I've seen Unkulunkulu as being this condemning father who just wants you to do things, but I'm really learning how to receive his love and to rest in his love, learning how to receive the fact that I'm accepted by him, and therefore I'm worthy of living, I'm worthy of good things, I'm worthy of just existing without having to perform to be seen as worthy. I think my relationship with God is literally the only thing that's holding me up right now, because in and of myself, I failed myself so many times. I do nonsense things over and over again, and it's not because I want to, but sometimes you just find yourself in vulnerable positions that cause you to want to take the side of the raggedy you. I tend to close myself off a lot whenever I feel hurt, or I feel like I'm having a hard time processing a certain emotion. So my relationship with people at the moment, it's also in the process. Sometimes I have a very hard time returning people's calls, texting people back, and just being a normal and well-functioning human being. A few resounding thoughts that I've been having over the last few weeks and days is, number one, accountability. For a long time, I've always played the part of the victim, of the person who's been done wrong, and to a certain degree it is true because I've been done wrong, but the word accountability has just been sticking up at me, you know. Uguti, you need to recognize where you played a role in your own suffering. Sometimes I feel lonely and I feel like I don't have friends, and I feel like no one loves me, and I feel like no one's there for me. So this accountability word comes in where I'm just like, okay, but do you make the effort to reach out to someone and speak to them? You have a lot to be grateful for. Look around you. I'm not saying that my emotions are invalid or anything, but look around you and take accountability for the parts of your suffering that you've played a role in. Don't just point fingers, because you're not going to get anywhere by pointing fingers. And also allowing myself to be seen by people for who I am. It's very hard to be authentic in this society because there's so many voices telling us what to do, who to become, what to aspire to, and also, okay, the voices of our own traumas. A very big thing for me right now is being okay with my authenticity and being okay with just functioning as a person and knowing that in my existence I'm worthy regardless of what I do and what I don't do. Another thing is contentment, learning how to be content and actually having the kind of mindset that points you towards the direction of everything I have right now is everything I need, and I don't need anything else right now except for what I have. And when the time comes for me to have to get whatever it is that I'm gonna need at that time, I'm gonna trust and believe that it's gonna be provided for me at that time. I was just talking to my cousin the other day. Mom, you're making noise. As I was saying before my mother came and disturbed me, I was speaking to my cousin, my younger cousin, just the other day, and I was telling her that, you know, the prayer, give us this day our daily bread. If you zoom into that prayer, it actually speaks about how God's provision is not for tomorrow, but it's actually for today. And if it's for today, it means that it's for every step of the day. It's not just for the day as a whole, but God's provision is for the hour, the minute, the second. I'm not sure about whether I'll still be alive in the next hour or in the next minute, and God's provision is only for right now. So I'm learning how to be content in knowing that what I have right now is exactly what I need. I'm just living a present life, an intentional life, and ridding myself of the mentality eyokuthi I have to do the most. I'm going to do the most, but in the capacity that I possess now. I'm not going to be unwise and make decisions that are going to jeopardize the process. It's easier said. Like, I feel like in theory, it's very easy to say all of this stuff, but in practice, it's not as easy. And yeah, I'm one of the most raggedy people I know, believe it or not. Thank God for grace, because I probably would have been on drugs right now if it wasn't for the Lord. Trust and belief. I probably would have been on drugs. So yeah, that's all I have to say for today. I hope you guys are taking care of yourselves. And oh yeah, I want to say something else also. Currently reading this book by Joyce Meyer, Beauty for Ashes. I started reading it like 3 days ago, and I'm so obsessed with starting stuff and not actually finishing them. So in this season, I'm also being taught about and process. So I think a very big part of right now is allowing myself to be immersed in the process. She was saying something along the lines of the only time she felt worthy was when she was working towards a goal. And for me, it hit home because I feel like I related to her to a certain degree, because I'm not okay currently and I'm coming from it. I'm teaching myself how to be okay with just existing and not doing anything for me to be worthy of existing and worthy of love and worthy of good things. But yeah, just existing without performance, without having to put on a face for anyone, and finding worthiness in just existing. That's literally it. So yeah, I thought I should also share that with you guys. What else, child? Nothing else I want to say. There's nothing else I literally want to say. But yeah, that is it from me today. I hope you guys are taking care of yourselves and giving yourself grace in the process, and allowing yourself to grow, allowing yourself to take accountability, allowing yourself to be seen, be loved for who you are and not for what you're doing and what you're capable of doing and what you've done. And just knowing that you are enough regardless of what you'll ever do, what you've done, and what you're currently doing right now. God's love is secure, and it's enough to hold you up when you are down.